Hi everybody, I am Kelly Hernandez. I am going to be showing you guys the books I picked out for the Toy Books presentation. I will be perfectly honest, I did not go to the library only because my daughters were so excited about this particular assignment that they wanted to show off all of their favorite toy books, so I let them help me pick out some of their absolute favorites from our own collection here at home. So I'm going to show you some of their favorites actually. Um, the first one that I'm going to show you, this is kind of an older one that we don't really read anymore because my daughters are 6 and 9 now, but this is one that we read when they were younger called Goodnight Sweet Butterflies. It is written by Dawn Bentley, and basically it's a story, it's a little board book, but it's also a little counting story. And as you can see when you open it, it has like the little cutouts for the butterflies, but also you can actually touch the butterflies in there and they're sparkly and they have texture to them. But it's a story also about butterflies that are getting ready to go to bed. And it starts out with, as you can see, there's 5. And as you go through the book, there's a countdown. So on the next page, there's 4. And then as you go through the story, there's 3, and then 2, and then 1, until finally all the butterflies are asleep. And so it's a good book for getting the kids put to bed. That was what I used it for. So it was always a good sleep time book. Um, I would say this book is good for, I mean, for my particular children, I used it until they were about 3 is when kind of the interest wore off, I would say. But we started it when they were infants, so I would say anywhere from, I mean, as long as you're being careful with them, they could use it anytime from the time they were infants up until about 3 is when I would say would be good for this particular book. Um, and that one, oh, also is good for as far as what it can teach. Another good thing is you can see along with the countdown, so it's good for teaching like numbers and counting down, but as well as along with that, it also shows you colors. So it focuses on a different color on every page, as you could see. So that is another concept that you can work on learning. So it does a couple of different things with this book. So I like that one for a few different reasons. The next one I'm going to be showing you is a polka dot book. Um, Not one of my particular favorites, to be honest, just because I found it kind of annoying, but my girls absolutely loved it, so it made the cut for tonight. Um, this one is by Lucy Schultz, and basically the way it works, if you can hear that, you can poke the little, it's like plastic pieces there, and it makes a fun little popping sound. And on every page, um, this one's a little bit like the last book in that it focuses on a color and on a number on every single page. So with this one, there's not necessarily a plot like the last book. It doesn't have one single story like the butterflies going to bed. It is more individualized on each page. They're all kind of talking about something different, but each page focuses on one color and one number. And when you go to each page, you can pop the little plastic pieces again because it's reversed on every page basically. So, like I said, the book kind of annoyed me just because it's not a fun sound, but the kids absolutely love it. It's fun for them to be able to poke the little plastic pieces, and um, it's also a board book. You can probably tell that from the video, but so it's something that they can get their hands on and really mess with and have fun with. Um, my girls still like this one, so I would say this one could probably be good again from like infant all the way up until, I mean, just whenever they get bored of it, I would say. I mean, my 6-year-old still likes to play with it, so as long as they're still having fun with it, I see no reason to take it away, honestly. I mean, like I said, it teaches colors and numbers, and it's good practice for them. So, um, the next one I want to show you, this has been one of our absolute favorites. I hate to bring out the Christmas stuff already, but I couldn't resist with this one. This is one of our favorite Scholastic books we've ever had. It is by Selena Yoon, and it is called It's Christmas Time. My girls absolutely adore this book, and they can't wait for Christmas time to come around so we can pull this out. And basically the way it works, I'll be honest, there's not a whole lot of a story to this one either. It's kind of a different little story on each page. There's just kind of like a one-line story on each page, just kind of different Christmas scenes. But the big fun part about this that makes it a toy book is the fact that you have this on the front page where you can pull this sheet out and you have these different colored ornaments. And then basically you take these, I'm just going to do one to show you, but you take these and you go to any of the pages and you drop the little ornaments. It's probably not going to do it for me right now, but you drop the ornaments in the top, and then they fall. Well, theoretically they fall in the hole, and then the colors show up in down there. The book is not wanting to work with me right now, of course, since I'm on video, because of course it's going to do that to me. So, but anyway, so you drop all the little colored discs in the top there, and then they show up there, and you get to decorate all the pictures however you want as you go through the book. So it's a lot of fun for the kids because they get to decorate everything however they want. They get to be creative, so they get to practice their creative skills. It teaches them a little bit about colors because they have all the different colors with the ornaments. And there also, you can do a little bit of counting practice. There's only 6 there, so it's kind of, it's pretty basic. With this one, I would say I probably wouldn't give it to a child unsupervised anyway, much younger than, I would say, like 3, only because of the small pieces they could stick in their mouth. You would definitely want to make sure and keep them supervised, but as long as you're watching a child, young children could play with this one too. You would just want to make sure and keep an eye on them, of course. But this one has been so much fun for my girls. They still, like I said, love this every single year. So this is one of our absolute favorite toy books to pull out. The next one I want to show you guys is another Christmas book. So, and I promise this will be the last Christmas book. It's called Teddy Bears Trim the Tree, and it is by Sam Williams. And this one is a toy book because it's kind of a combination pop-up book and, well, I'll show you one of the pop-up pages if I can find one. There's a pop-up page. It's a pop-up book, but then a lot of the pages are like flaps, and then like little hidden things, and some of them are like sliders and things like that. So there's a lot of different things going on here. Here, like this one, they go sliding down the hill. And basically there is a story to this one. The entire story is about the teddy bear family trimming their tree. Essentially, they're going out and they're going to find the perfect Christmas tree and bringing it home and getting it all decorated, and it follows them all the way until Christmas morning when they're celebrating at the very end, and the teddy bears are playing with all their new Christmas toys. So it's just a fun book. Kids always love pop-up books. So this is another one my girls still enjoy, playing with. They always love, I mean, I think kids always love pop-up books. So, another one you would want to, of course, supervise young ones with, because of the little pieces that they could tear off and potentially get in their mouth. But, like I would say with any other books, reading to them, you could do at any age. Just make sure you supervise them. That's really kind of all it comes down to. And then I'm a big proponent of letting them read it until they don't enjoy it anymore. I don't like to cut off any books for any of my girls as long as they're still enjoying them. So I hate to give age ranges for books because I just kind of feel like if my girls like something, I just like to encourage that. So, um, this is actually another example of that theory for me, because this one I would say is one that my youngest probably should have grown out of by now, but she still absolutely loves, because she loves Mickey and she loves rainbows, so we still read it even though it's a little young for her. She still loves it. So it's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Let's Look for Colors. Um, and it is written by, I forgot what the name was on this one, Susan Americaner. And this one is a board book, and also kind of the flaps, like when you go through and read it, it basically gets smaller as it goes along, so it creates a rainbow when you get to the end of the story. So, and each page as you go along, um, is kind of like the ones we looked at the beginning. It focuses on one color, and kind of has a little story about just the one color that they're talking about on that page. So uh, so they're just kind of cute little things on each page. But like I said, it's kind of a simple book. It's kind of geared towards smaller children, but my 6-year-old still absolutely adores it. So we still read this one. I would say it'd be really good for little children, but you know, anyone who enjoys it. It's great for teaching colors, and it's just a fun book. The next one I want to show everyone is Paw Patrol, Linda Helping Paw. This one, my girls have both officially outgrown, but it was a big favorite of my youngest for quite a while, so we went ahead and added it to the pile for tonight. Um, this one, I can't remember. I think this was the one I had that didn't have um, an author listed, so yeah, I'm not sure about the author on this one. Um, but this one basically is a story about the Paw Patrol pups helping out several different friends. So it has a couple of different things going on to make it a toy book. First of all, it's a board book, and it has kind of a softer cover. It is a touch and feel book, so on each page it has something different. Like on this one, Marshall is fuzzy, and then on the next one, the baby duck has got some feathers there, and then on the next one, the kitten has some whiskers that you can touch and move, and then the turtle's shell on the last one has some texture to it. So it's kind of like a different story on each page. I mean, it's a different scenario on each page, I guess is a better way of putting that. But basically the story on each one is the pups helping out a friend. So this one is really good because it would be good for teaching kids as far as social development goes, because they get to learn that it's good to help their friends or to help anyone that's in need, because that's essentially what the Paw Patrol pups are doing, is helping their friends that are in need. So that's a good one for that. Um, and it's just a fun book. Kids love books with characters they recognize. That's why my youngest liked this one so much. She was a big Paw Patrol fan for a long time, so um, this one was in the rotation a whole lot. We liked this one a lot. So the next one I want to show you guys is um, an Usborne book. I don't know if you guys are very familiar with Usborne. We love Usborne in this house. So my last few that I'm going to show you are all Usborne books, because we're a little bit obsessed. So, but this one's called The Little Ballerina Dancing Book, and this one is by Mary Cartwright. And this one, basically, it has a CD included at the beginning, and it has music that goes with all the different pages. So there's songs for each different page in here, and each different page has it basically explains the moves, like the dance moves that go along um, with the little story and with the music. So I like this one because I ended up getting it for my youngest because she was really into ballet at the time. She still kind of is, but she's off and on with it. But she really likes this one because not only is it a fun book for her to read, and she thinks it's really cool that it comes with a CD, but then on top of that, it's something to get her to be active too. So not only is she reading, but she's getting up and she's getting to be active at the same time. So you can't beat that. So it's a nice chance for her to, you know, do something physical and also get a chance to practice reading and just have some fun. So she really likes this one. This has been one of her new favorites. Um, but yeah, that one's pretty cool. That's like I said, that's one of her new favorites. So that has just recently entered um, our library here at home. So uh, it's one of her very newest ones. The next one I want to show you is another Usborne book. It's one of the Muddle and Match series. And these are super cute. These are by Kane Miller. And I absolutely love these. The only thing I'm sad about it all is that I came across these when my girls are honestly a little too old for them. They still think they're fun and cute, but they probably don't spend as much time with them as they would if they were younger. But basically, the way it works is you open this up and all all the way down, these pages break apart, and as you can see, each different flap makes a different picture. So as the picture changes, the story changes as well. So it changes the entire plot of the story. And obviously they're really short stories, it essentially comes down to just like one long sentence stories like this one is Enid the Excitable Explorer moves through the magical waters to save the world from suspicious spaceships. And basically that came from the three pictures that you came up with once you flipped all the different cards. So when you change one of the cards, it just changes the entire story. And so this is super fun. It gets kids' imaginations going because they get to create all these new characters and all these different stories. And since there's not a lot of a story to it, it's kind of a fun thing to get the kids to create a character and then actually try and develop a story around that. That's something we like to do with it since they're a little past the age of just, playing with it and just flipping through it. But when kids are younger, it's fun just to flip through and laugh at the different pictures you can come up with and the different characters you can make. So, I mean, it's super fun just to be creative and do stuff with it, but um, little kids would love this. Even infants would love this because of the different characters and the faces and everything on there that they can make. It's nice and sturdy. It's a board book. I mean, it's it can be handled by little hands. So this I'm sure would be great for anywhere from infants up to, I mean, like I said, even up to my girl's age of, like 6 to 9. But I think it'd be definitely much more enjoyable as younger children. I just think they're super cute. And like I said, you can do so much more with them than just read the one simple story on there. They're just, they're a good starting point for trying to develop your own story. So I really like to do that kind of thing with this one. So um, the next one I want to show you is, again, another Usborne book, another Kane Miller book, and this is another series that Usborne carries, and these are called Shine a Light books. And this one, I have a bunch of the Shine a Light books. The one I picked to show you is called Secrets of Our Earth. Um, I picked this one because it's my 9-year-old's favorite, because she's big into space and planets and all that stuff. So the Shine a Light series These are super cool. I wanted to show you these last two because these are for older kids. So, I just realized I kind of trailed off talking about why all these are toy books. I think I've described why most of them are toy books, but I want to touch base on why these last two specifically are toy books, which is because even though they're for older kids and they aren't board books and they don't have the touchy-feely stuff, this one specifically I would say is a toy book because it is interactive just like a toy book would be, but this one is geared more towards older children. So instead of, being for young hands and something you can grab and chew on, this is, a good way to get an older reader interested in picking up a book and having something fun to do with it. So, um, I'm hoping I can show this and make it look as cool as it really is. So, basically, the Shine a Light books, the way they work is there's a whole story, which I hesitate to call it a story. It's more of a nonfiction book, essentially, because like I said, it's called Secrets of Our Earth, so most of it is nonfiction. It's fact-based. So it's, it tells you information about our Earth and everything. But then what the fun part of this story is when you get to the picture on the page, it says, "What is this hot, fiery ball in space? Is it the sun?" And then I'm going to see if I can get this to do it. But you shine a flashlight on the back of the book, and then I don't know if this will show up on the camera. I'm not sure if that's going to show up very well. You use a flashlight and you shine it on the back, and then you can see the picture through. I don't think it's going to show very well on here, but basically, like, you can see a picture through the back, and it shows the Earth. I'll show you on the next page what it shows through, but that's what it shows through with the flashlight. So it's fun for kids, for older kids, because they get to play with the flashlight and they get to use it to shine through their books. But that happens on all the different pages. What'll happen is they get there and they read, like the next page, it says mountains are the highest places on Earth. It is cold this far up and it often snows. Can you see a really big mountain? And you have to shine the flashlight, and then when you shine the flashlight, that mountain that's on the next page, it actually shines through and shows on this page. So, like I said, it's just something fun for kids to do. And they also get to learn something. So they get to learn all this cool stuff about our Earth, but at the same time, they're getting to play. They get to play with the flashlight and they get to do something fun. And they kind of think they're getting away with something. At least that's how my daughters are. They think they're getting to do something they shouldn't be doing because they get to play with the flashlight. So, these are super fun. My girls love to be able to lay in the bed and get the flashlight and just lay and read these books. Like I said, we have a bunch. We probably have like 8 of these, so they're a lot of fun for us. The very last book that I want to show you guys, I specifically saved this one for last because it is our #1 all-time favorite in our family right now. The last one that I saved is called Dragon Post, and it is by Emma Yarlett, and it is another Usborne book. Like I said, we love Usborne in this house. So this is another one that I would say I would consider a toy book for older children, and I'll show you why. This one's pretty unique, but I would classify it as a toy book simply because of the way that it gets older children involved with the story and the way it brings them in and the way they can interact with the book. So basically, the story is about Alex, and Alex finds a dragon in his house, and he doesn't know what to do about this dragon in his house because who knows what to do with a dragon in their house. So he does the obvious thing, and he writes to the fire brigade because he's worried about this dragon setting his house on fire. So as you can see, the fire brigade writes him back a letter. And so when you go to the next page, you have this fun little letter that you get to pull out of the envelope. And for your kids to read, here's a letter from the fire brigade writing Alex back. So you get to read the letter and then stick it back in there. And I would take the time to read you all the letters because they're super cute and super funny. But I know that my video's already gone on kind of long and I don't want to make you guys have to sit through all that. But anyway, the story follows Alex as he writes letters to various places asking for help. He writes to find out what you feed a dragon and what kind of places you need to keep a dragon and all this other stuff. And you get to read all the letters that he gets in return. My girls, they went nuts over this book when I brought it home and read it to them for the first time. My youngest just likes to listen to it. My oldest, even though she can read all of it by herself, obviously, she thinks it's fun to just listen, but then she wants to read all the letters when I pull the letters out. So she thinks that is just so much fun to read the letters that Alex gets back. So I read the book and she reads the letters. So anyway, it follows him the rest of the way as he gets all these letters back. And you get to read all the letters. And then at the end, sadly enough, Alex and his dragon have to part ways because clearly you can't raise a dragon in a house. So they have to go their separate ways at the end. But you have to get the book or check out the book if you want to know all of what happens and you want to read the letters. But trust me, if you have kids especially, this one is so worth it. It's super cute. And this one, it's got such a great plot. And, even though the characters aren't incredibly, what's the word I'm looking for? Aren't incredibly, involved, they're just, you can't help but grow attached to them by the end of the story. I mean, it's so well developed. That's the word I was looking for. Oh my gosh. I'm having a moment, guys. Sorry. So anyway, this one is so unbelievably cute. If you have children, you have got to check this out because they will absolutely love this book. It is so much fun. I am already looking forward to reading this in future classrooms. My daughters both want me to come and read this to their classrooms, so I plan on doing that hopefully soon. Anyway, those are my 10 books, so I hope you guys enjoyed them or saw something you might want to check out. Good luck to everybody else on your presentations, and thank you so much.